Hey everybody, it's Jason with a Jeep. Today we're going to be working on the 1990 Cherokee. We've got to replace the headlight switch. We also have to replace the headlight switch connector, which is this little plug, which plugs into the headlight switch underneath the dash. Now on the Cherokees, they did a really poor job designing these, so the full current of the lights is going through this switch and they tend to melt and bad things happen and they fry out the headlight switches. Unfortunately for the Renix Jeep, they don't make the right connector for the switch. This is the correct switch, this is the wrong connector. This is the same connector that I would use on my 1996, so I think it's from 1991 through 96 uses this switch. You can see all these little prongs on here need to fit in to one of these, and they almost all do except for these two, which keep it from seating correctly. And so I've got to cut these two off this switch. So we're going to do that to make this switch fit that. Then we're going to wire this connector into the Jeep, and hopefully the headlights work after that. I'll put the part numbers in the description of what I ended up buying. I got this off Rock Auto. It was a lot cheaper than what I could get locally, and it was the same part, Handy Pack HP 4195. So yeah, what I'm using is a Dremel with just I think that's a carbide bit or something, but I'm just gonna grind off these two areas, I hope. And that's my plan. A hacksaw or a cutoff wheel may have worked better and given you a cleaner finish, but I didn't have one, so that's all I had. But it fits. It'll fit just fine, so let's go get this wired into the Jeep and I'll show you how to remove the old headlight switch and put the new one in. Okay, so on this one, you can see from the old switch, it looks like someone has tried to repair it over time and just wasn't getting it. You can see where it's all melted up in there. Best thing to do would be to solder the new one in. I don't have enough solder left to do the whole job. In fact, I have no solder left. So I'm just going to use some butt connectors. You can shorten these wires and make the harness the same length. I'm going to leave these wires longer so that the switch actually hangs down beneath the dash when you pull it out of the dashboard, just to make it easier to change the headlight switch in the future. Also, keep in mind that on the Renix Jeep, at least, these colors don't match up with these colors. This is the proper orientation, and just these front wires, you see there's green and black on the old, tan on the new, and then there's black and white on the old, yellow on the new. So you've got to look where they're supposed to go, not try to guess what color they're supposed to be. I'm just going to use butt connectors to get them in place, and we'll switch them up here. Alright, so there we go. She's all wired in. Before I put it all back together, what I did was I took the new headlight switch, hooked it all up. Oh my, it's already getting warm. Haha, crazy. I do not understand how they designed this. But anyways, so what we're gonna do is that's a good sign right there. The buzzer's coming on. Let's go check the headlights. All right, check it out. Hard to see in the daylight, but the headlights did come on. Let's go check the tail lights. These might be a little hard to see in the daylight as well, but the tail lights are on too. I think I'm going to call this a success. Let's put it all back together. One of the things I forgot to show you on camera was there's a ground wire that hooks up to the bottom of the switch here. And because I used the whole pigtail and lengthened everything up, the ground wire was going to be too short comparatively. So I took that green wire we cut off that we had extra and just hooked it up to that ground wire. Should be black, everything being equal, but yeah, I'm probably going to be the last person to ever own this Jeep, and I'll know. Plus, it's pretty obvious. There's only one place it can hook up, so I think we're going to call that good. Okay, so when we got this Jeep, the headlight switch was already taken out. Now, I've replaced them before, but I've never done it on camera. And I wanted to show you how on camera, but all I can do is show you how to put it back together because this one was already taken apart. Basically, though, we need to get this plunger out. You're going to reuse the plunger that turns the headlights on and off. And to do that, there's a little button down here on the bottom. And you need to push that button in and pull. Easier said than done sometimes. There we go. And pull the switch out, the plunger out. So basically, underneath here, there is a little access hole where you can reach up and push that plunger. Sometimes I use a little screwdriver or something to actually get a better, more length on it. But you can hit that plunger and pull this out from here. And then this little gizmo folds this little gizmo into place. So you put this in from behind, and actually it'll be in from behind, and this little gizmo will be holding that in place. And there we go. It's pretty much as simple as that. Now this one, they had already taken out the dashboard. You can realistically do it from underneath if you have a good feeling. That's why those wires are so short that the switch doesn't drop all the way down underneath to be able to get it off the old connector and get the new one on. That's why I lengthened the one that I put in. Alright, so the headlight switch is fixed. I'm going to start buttoning this back up, but there's some other things I want to do in here, so I'm not closing it all up right now. I got to go get that battery charged, and there's a bunch of other things I need to do to get this perfect where I want it before my wife can get in it and start driving it, but we're well on our way. First project on the new XJ, the 1990. Hooray! Thanks everybody. Please subscribe if you aren't already. Lots more videos coming up on what I do to the 90 and to the 96 as well. And don't forget our monthly tool giveaways. This month I think we're doing ratcheting wrenches, so check that out too.